Hi.
Hi.
How have you been?
Good. And yourself?
I've been good. Thank you for asking. So last time we talked, you were telling me about, your experience with your last boss and how she kind of, in a way, threatened your job a little bit and made you feel like she wasn't always doing what she should be doing in the workplace to make you feel comfortable and everything. Can you explain a little bit more about how that whole situation made you feel?
I guess different parts made me feel differently. I talked about her drinking on the job. That, made me, I guess, angry because that's a safety issue. And for her to put, I don't know, kids' lives almost or anything like that, it just kind of irked me.
Okay. I guess that's maybe disappointment too, that someone that you were, supposed to be in charge of you couldn't even, take care of herself.
I don't think it was so much disappointment, maybe fear, just that something bad was going to happen. So.
Okay. Have you ever felt like talking to her about, or, how would you?
I never talked to her about it. I confronted her with an issue one time, but, it was kind of one of those, she was going to do what she was going to do. She was the boss. It was her place. There wasn't any sense in getting into a big argument over it and possibly losing my job. So I didn't talk to her about anything. And I knew I was only going to be there for a year, so it was kind of, I'd call my family and be like, I'm ready to quit. And they're like, you only have 2 months left. So.
I could sense like you're just kind of nonchalant about it, just,
Yeah, I had the lady that was in my room had been there for 6 years. So she was able to calm me down and, my boss's name was Randy, and she'd just be like, that's just how Randy is. It's not going to change, just get out of here when you can.
You're just like, I guess I'll try and accept it and get out here.
Yeah.
And just do what I have to do.
Yeah.
Much. That was your mindset.
Yeah. I guess my family's really big on, I would call my dad and kind of complain about it. Can you believe she's doing this? And he would say it's character building and it's going to teach you how to be a better employee. And it's going to, make me work harder so that people don't think I have the same work ethic or, that I do my job correctly.
Okay, so in a way it's kind of teaching you what not to do and how to set yourself apart from it.
Yeah.
Do you feel it was a good experience in that way?
I do to some extent. I've worked at places where the boss didn't do her job and, I feel like that's common. But, it was okay working there and it was a decent experience. I loved, I got to learn a lot about teaching and working with 4-year-olds, and so that was what I took out of it.
Okay, alright. So I want to try something. It's a role-playing exercise. If your boss was sitting, and I'll get up and you visualize her a little bit better. If she was sitting right here, and everything you've gone through, seeing her drunk and seeing her not really do her job correctly, what would you want to say to her right now?
I think I would just tell her that.
Just go ahead and tell her.
Just that you have a great business that has so much potential, but you don't see it because you're too busy getting drunk or doing drugs, and that you're molding children's lives, and it's so important and you not being there, until 10 o'clock and then leaving at 12, you don't know what goes on, and you're so consumed with spending money on your clothes or your liposuction that you're underpaying guys. So just stuff like that.
So true. Okay, very good, very good. I heard during that exercise you brought up the kids, and I thought it was really good that you used that as an important example to her on why she should be doing a better job there, and your idea of better job. Was that like one of the bigger issues for you, the kids?
Well, yeah, since it was a daycare facility, that's what my undergrad is in, is, a child and family development. And so I knew, that certain needs of the children weren't being met because she was only there 2 hours a day, and you had employees. One would spank a child. I saw her do it with a shoe, and I probably should have reported that. But it was also, she kind of made it very clear, if you talk to state, you're out of the job. And she just didn't fool with getting to know her employees and who really cares about the kids and who is texting whenever a kid needs a diaper change. So.
Mm-hmm. And you said that you probably should have reported that incident. I mean, just from talking to you, it seems like you take that job very seriously, the kids very seriously, taking care of them. I'm sure that was hard for you.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily take the job as seriously as I should have because, it was, which I was in a pre-K classroom, but it wasn't like if I was in a public school pre-K classroom where you have certain guidelines, and if you don't, which not necessarily in pre-K, but older grades, where if you don't, your test scores aren't this, then you could get fired and stuff. So I didn't necessarily take it as seriously as I would have in other situations, but I took the, the loving part seriously, and having fun, letting them explore who they are, and grow as kids, and not, put a lot of pressure on them to be perfect. So.
And yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Like you take the children, that's a important part of your life, as far as wanting to be a caregiver. Well, not a caregiver, but a teacher to children. Accent. Sorry, that was a question.
Sorry, I didn't understand that.
Sorry.
It's okay.
It seems from just what you're saying that because you wanted to be a teacher, kind of.
I didn't want to teach. I started out as an education major, and I kind of thought it was BS. And so I didn't want to teach, but I ended up doing that for a year and loved the kids, but hated the curriculum part of it.
Okay. Has that changed what you want to do?
No. I knew I didn't want to teach. I want to work with kids, but just not in a teaching setting, which, it was fine for a year. I could probably, in a private school do it, but there's too much going on in public schools. I would never want to do that.
So, with your love of children, because I'm correct that, and seeing someone hit another child with a shoe, but you said that they didn't like for you to really tell state about that.
Yeah.
Was that hard for you?
Extremely. I'm not one to rat people out. I do my own thing. I think people should do theirs, but it was just difficult to see another teacher do that who, she had a teaching degree, and she was just mean. She was horrible. She was one of the most negative, two-faced, just awful person. And I steered clear because she was so negative. she married a guy. She'd been dating for 2 years, and like a week after she got back from the honeymoon, was talking about divorcing him, and she's just real negative, and they ended up making her one of the head teachers, and so it was just politics BS. Yeah.
Sorry, I actually let you know more than me.
Do what?
I said I was asking you.